benefited a lot from the summer school. It was quite useful, quite relevant, because it helped me broaden up in my area of study, where I look at natural resources, how people access natural resources, and what mediate in the access of natural resources. And I also managed to learn quite a lot to do with the issues of livelihoods, to do with the pathways, and a lot more that I learned from the summer school. It was quite useful.
Doing a PhD on environment and development, and coming to the STEP summer school has somehow really been one of the greatest achievements in my PhD process. Firstly, because I started a PhD in development study from a science background, so I was still more grounded in the normative science thinking, and also I did some preliminary field visit and came up with a lot of issues that I had to handle, and I was trying to find a way how to deal with this issue. And yeah, when I came across the STEP summer school online, it was really like an ideal opportunity for me to explore how I can really deal with this issue of sustainability, reading a bit about pathways and stuff. It was really fascinating, and actually finding myself here has also been a very great step. For example, sharing my research question with the team and talking with the supervisor like Ian, I really now have like 5 different pathways to move towards my PhD thesis. Yeah. And what I really enjoyed most was the discussion on framing 3Ds and looking at different pathways and try to open up your studies that in such a way that really give an opportunity, room for so many people to come in and to contribute to it. So it's been really a great time. Meeting also a lot of people with different ideas from technology, learning from how they do their work, and this has also really been fascinating. So it's the best summer school I've really attended through my career so far. Yeah.
Well, the summer school was useful in that you get to learn a lot of new concepts and also to talk to new people from different backgrounds and to understand the diversity of ideas, especially coming from a social science background myself. You also get to learn things or issues around the natural sciences and around sustainability from a scientific perspective and how technology fits into the debates in terms of the social aspects. So for me that was very, very important, the diversity of ideas, the diversity of issues, and also the new concepts that were coming through and through the lectures and the new thing that I came across, workshops. It was a bit difficult, but it was quite interesting how you stimulate debates, how you stimulate ideas whilst you're walking, whilst we're on the move. So for me that was something that was also interesting in something new, basically. I think it has been a wonderful experience meeting all these guys from different backgrounds and different areas, and yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Summer school is very useful and helpful in different ways. At the same time, challenging of course. It's useful in a sense that it brings together different people from different backgrounds, from different disciplines, from different from different perspectives, and it creates the environment of sharing knowledge, knowledge based on people's work, people's kind of research, and people's different practices that they are doing in your life, and through that kind of sharing, through that kind of engagement, you came to be challenged. Your thinking, your current kind of way of interpreting the world, interpreting the right around you. You get a new perspective that, in a sense, challenge and fit in and create, a kind of way of try of starting looking at things maybe differently from different angles, but also revealing some issues that you might have not taken seriously before, or that you might have been, kind of disregarding or not seeing as important. But through that kind of engagement and the sharing of knowledge and experiences, you come to realize that actually those things that you used not take seriously are quite important, and most probably should incorporate them into your kind of thinking, into your current your kind of approach, in the kind of work that you are doing. That is how I find it quite useful on that level. The way knowledge is kind of is delivered, the different approaches that they're using, ranging from presentation to the walk, parks and the countryside, and all those different approaches really contribute a lot, from for knowledge uptake and the knowledge assimilation and the knowledge kind of creation. I find it very, very helpful. Of course, if the expertise of the quality of people who are people who are presenting, the scholars who are who are sharing the knowledge, the experience, the kind of work that they are doing. I mean, the quality is quite high. These are the scholars who have got a lot of experience, who have got a lot of, who have thought through these things that you are grappling with, and having those people around you, listen to those kind of people that have been around for a while, dealing with this issue for for a while, helps you really to broaden up your horizon of thinking and help you to understand things much clearer and much in a more critical and deeper way, if I can put it that particular way.
My experience at the summer school thus far has been really, really engaging and exciting. I think the biggest highlight has been the opportunity to engage with researchers at a similar stage of their careers about all the really interesting topics that they're working on, as well as the barriers and the issues that we've been trying to overcome during our research up until this point. Also, the really close relationship that you can start to build with some of the STEP staff. They're really open and engaging, so you feel like you can go to them with any question or topic or idea of clarification, or even really challenge them on some of the broader issues that they're trying to engage with. Has been a really exciting aspect, and in particular the workshops have been a fantastic opportunity through which to be able to do this. So it's been absolutely great. I really look forward to the remaining few days, and in particular the conference. I think it's going to be a really, really interesting chance to be able to really explore the different new ways of thinking that we've thus far engaged with and been able to reflect on, and hopefully be able to build into our future research.
In this summer school, in the STEP Summer School 2014, I found it very interesting for me, especially for my study, because it's my studies in Ethiopia and land issues and land-related issues, and then all the pathway approach that I discussed here gave me more insights into going to the complexities and bring all the power issues, the political issues together. And I found it very interesting and helpful for my own research. And there's a lot that also relates to my research in the discussions that we had over the last 2 weeks. So that's what I can say. It's very helpful for me.
And I found the summer school really useful for the most specific reason, because I work a lot on the notion of complexity, but in a sense all the work that I do is working away from negative ideas of sort of linear, old-fashioned Newtonian science, and we work up to complexity. And here the starting point is complexity and onwards, and how to really implement that on practical levels. So I found it really useful. I think I've gotten a lot of tools for thinking about how to implement that in my own work, in my teaching especially. So I'm going back with, I think, a suitcase full of resources that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
Basically, knew about the work of the STEP Centre through a previous organisation that I worked at, the Institute for Poverty, Land and Agrarian Studies in South Africa. And when I moved into my new position as someone who does a lot of, I think, the interface work between science and policy, I felt that the course would really enable and assist me as a policy advisor to really start tapping into the diverse and alternative perspectives and bring it into the policy space.
I'm studying inclusive innovation and socio-technical transitions. So the summer school was quite interesting for me because those two topics were covered in depth. And I got a chance to interact with professors and scholars who are quite well immersed into these two areas. The pathways approach was also quite interesting, even for my research, seeing as I'm looking at unconventional actors and the role they play in innovative activity in Kenya. So looking at the variety of methods I could use to collect their framing and understand how they perceive innovation within their context was quite useful.